Welcome to I Said No Gifts. I'm Bridger Winegar, and I'm totally disoriented. I'm in the studio feeling normal and not normal and very off. And so that's the energy that I'm kind of trying to put out into the world. Why? Well, I have some bad news to report. Yesterday I stood up for myself. Somebody cut in front of me in line, and I cleared my throat. And so I don't think that they'll ever do that again. And I probably won't either because it was very uncomfortable. And the ensuing confrontation when I was asked, did we cut in front of you? I didn't want to have to answer that question, and I did. And then it was just a disaster. So from now on, just steamroll me, whatever. Is there anything else going on? Not as far as I can tell. I'm just... I think what's happening is they've started wrapping the Baby Bell cheese in paper. And this is a new experience. I don't know if you've had the Baby Bell cheese in the past. It used to be a more crinkly paper or crinkly wrap, and now it's a paper. And now the rest of my life has been thrown off course. So before anything else bad happens, let's just get into the podcast. I love today's guest. It's Michelle Collins. Michelle,
oh my gosh.
I Said No Gifts.
Bridger, it is like psychically you know me so well to even open with standing up for yourself because I always stand up for myself.
You do?
Yes, I have personal problems because of it. It's not good.
What are you standing up for yourself in in minor situations?
Well, it happened to me, funny enough, and hello, listeners, and I'm so thrilled to be here. And you put me in such a good, lovely place as a person.
Well, I've been wanting to have you here for years, but, space and time and all these things get in the way.
All those continuums. I always say that.
Yes.
Well, anyway, I was coming here from New York where I was there for work and I was at the airport. And actually, this was in D.C. So, there was a different clientele in D.C. I had a connection.
Right.
And I'm in line for United Airlines Group 1, not to brag. I'm no Delta customer.
Well, I'm a United Airlines Section 7 usually. This is my...
What's your airline?
Literally any airline.
Is that right? Okay.
And I always ended up in either Section F or Section 8. So it's a tough... it's hard being me.
That does suck for you. I'm not going to lie. Because the truth is, I used to be like you, always cheapest flight, done.
Right.
And then I made a decision, I'm going to commit to one airline. It has backfired many times. But I will tell you that Group 1 boarding, it does... I get stressed about things that haven't happened.
Right.
So boarding with a bunch of people, getting bag space, all these things will keep me up at night the night before a flight.
Right, of course.
I'm nuts.
No, I think that's totally rational.
Okay.
When I'm standing in line, I'm already arguing with someone on the flight about, I need to put my bag in the overhead storage. I will not check the bag.
I check 3 bags and have overhead storage and an under the seat, unless I'm in the exit row, which I usually am.
How are you alive?
This is what I'd like to know. People say to me, because I'm very buff.
Sure.
It's wheeling. It's wheeling the bags. I don't go to a gym, no yoga, nothing. That's it.
It's entirely travel and luggage.
Entirely Samsonite based, yes. But anyway, so I was waiting in Group 1. There was an elderly man in front of me. Easiest way to describe the man in front of me, and this is not meant in any good or bad way, able-bodied Stephen Hawking. He was about 95. Can I say that?
I have no idea, to be totally honest.
Same. That's why I'm confused. Leave it in. Anyway, he was, but exactly the same face, same age,
right,
but standing. And anyway, behind us was a guy who had wraparound yellow-tinted sunglasses.
Okay, problem.
Already a problem. Possibly soul patch.
Okay.
Younger wife or girlfriend. They call Group 1. Mind you, we are in line or behind all the other ones. He walks not just around me, but around the old guy. I, big mouth, go, excuse me.
Oh.
I say to the old guy, I go, are you Group 1? He goes, yes. I go, me too. We're all in Group 1. Also, the assumption that I, in my ASOS boot cuts, would not be in Group 1, it offended me very deeply. I thought, now I didn't have makeup on.
How dare you?
Go to hell.
How dare you? How did he respond?
Not well. And he got behind me. And then me and the old man, I said, the entitlement, because you always have to find a friend.
Oh, yeah, of course.
In a fight.
Of course. Otherwise, feels like everyone's looking at you. And it's just like, well, no, we need everyone on my side now.
Oh,
I'm the hero.
I'm the hero.
I know this was uncomfortable for everyone, but I'm the hero now.
That's how I feel. That is, if there's a word for that mental illness, maybe narcissism, I don't know. I have it. And then he was like, I know. And then we ended up sitting next to each other, me and the old man, on the flight. And he offered me the oldest mint in history from his pocket. And I said, oh, I'm okay. And then he really wanted to talk to me. And it was my fault. But I was so tired. And then I kind of was like, wait, I'm the problem because I initiated. I broke the seal.
Yeah, you created this whole world for yourself.
I know, and him. Anyway, the point is I like to stand up for myself. I have hundreds of stories every day like that.
I need to be better at it. But, yesterday it was like, well, this just led to nothing. They already got to buy their thing. It's not like they got behind me.
Wait, they didn't get behind you?
No, they were done with their transaction.
Stop! Where were you?
It's at a place called Lemon Poppy Kitchen.
LPK?
LPK.
They got in front of you? I'm in shock.
At LPK.
California Poppy Kitchen. I can't believe it.
Wonderful restaurant. Usually a wonderful clientele.
Wow.
I will say my friends and I sat down to eat and we watched as later on they caught my eye, these people who had butt in front of me. They were getting into their car. It was not only like a Tesla SUV. It was
I knew it was going to be a Tesla.
The doors that go up. And I thought, okay, well, I'm vindicated.
They had the DeLorean Tesla. When the moment you said getting into their car, it used to be BMW, my go-to a-hole car.
Right.
And I said, it's going to be a Tesla with the wings. I'm in shock.
With the wings, a lot of normal people are now driving Teslas, but when the wings come into play, there's a select group. And they had a license plate that said, and I feel bad even drawing this musical group into it because it's not their fault. Do you know this?
Of course.
They're perfectly good. But these people that they've decided that's their license plate. I mean, everything about it was such a perfectly tied bow for me that it was just like, good for me for clearing my throat.
Yes, their minds have been rotted by ecstasy. I've decided these are people who have been rotted, disemboweled by drug usage. And they can't even see lines. They don't even know what a line is anymore, except a very specific kind.
They swerved out of the parking lot and out of my life.
Yes.
And, maybe I should learn the right lesson from this. And it was okay for me to stand up.
I think it's fine for you. Listen, I'm all for people standing up when it's right. And I want you to know, I've done wrong things. People have stood up to me and I bowed out, tail between legs. I also know when to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any pushback from you when the person first approaches with your error? So because I feel like that's my natural thing of like, oh, well, I didn't do anything wrong. But naturally, you've done something wrong.
I feel like I've accidentally gotten in front of someone in a line. Oftentimes there's a mess of a line you don't realize.
Right.
And then when there's a look thrown, I go, oh my gosh, were you in line? And then I retreat. I mean, I'm the first one. I'll go to the very back of the line. I have to prove
really
that I'm a
yourself.
Good person. Yes.
I'm off to jail.
I'm going to actually just lock myself in jail. I go to Tesla, no AC, lock the windows. They smash the window. It's fine. I don't mind.
Do you have a lot of problems on planes in general? Because you travel a lot more than I do. And I feel like I travel not that often and I run into at least one situation on every flight.
Not too many problems.
Okay.
Honestly, no.
I think I just have problems with people in general.
I don't see that for you. I could see that for me because I'm very I'm painting myself to be the worst human alive. I'm also in a weird place today, so of all days to be talking about myself. But you seem so easygoing. I can't see that.
I love that I'm projecting anything close to that image.
To me, yeah. You're not? What's your sign? Don't kill me for asking that.
Can you guess? Try to guess.
Virgo.
I'm a Libra.
Libra, that's my moon. That's my moon. Sensitive.
So what does that mean for me?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a Cancer with a Libra moon, so all I know is that I should be sobbing at every moment of the day.
Okay. And I feel like that's kind of what I should be, sobbing at every moment of every day.
I want to ask you a quick question. Okay. Do you have diagnosed or self-diagnosed ADHD?
Okay, this is a very good question because the listeners are starting to ask.
Okay.
Some listeners have reached out and been like, it sounds like you might have ADHD. And then what I did with that information was just talk about it on the podcast and then did no research. I've heard that when you think you have ADHD, you just go to your GP or whatever and they ask you that list of questions that's like, are you easily distracted? And well, it's hard for me to say. I don't have anybody else's viewpoint, so I'm like, sure, yeah, I'm easily distracted, but it might just be a normal person. So I'm not sure how to actually drill down and see if I actually have ADHD.
Well, I don't take medication really for it, but I know also not diagnosed professionally,
right.
But it's like tick, tick, tick whenever I take those quizzes. Can you fill a form out with no problem, with ease?
Like what sort of form?
For example, if you need to get your passport renewed, things like that.
Right. I feel like I can fill out that sort of form.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I'll sit down to do something and then I mean, suddenly there are 9 other things I've gotten done before the initial task. And I can't remember what listeners were like, Bridger, that sounds like you have ADHD, what like the symptom was. But more and more, I feel like maybe I should look into it. But then I'm on medication, which is not a problem. But
Are you on ADHD medication?
no, I'm like, what does that do in general?
I'll tell you, the car would know. It's going to make you focus, lock in, which is what I need. I mean, people are always like, write a book. I go, I can write a blog post, if that makes sense. I can write something if I know that day it's going out there.
Right.
Fabulous. But you're going to tell me to write into this vacuum of time.
See, that's my problem.
Yes.
Yeah, if I'm up against a very close deadline, sure, of course I'm going to do it. What other choice do I have?
And it'll be great.
But if it's months away, well, I need to mop the counter.
It's
Well, I
slop.
mop the counter, so I must have ADHD if I'm mopping counters.
You're going to mop the counter. No, it is hot slop. If I have months to work on something, I'm just like, who cares about this? Do you leave piles of things around your house? Or you seem, I'm going to say this, and this may be a stereotype, you do seem neat.
I am neat.
I can tell.
I will say I'm neat. My siblings and I, there are 4 of us. There are 2 that are not neat. Mm-hmm. And then my other brother and I are very neat people. I don't know. There's a bit of ADHD that runs in the family.
Because the neatness goes against the ADHD brain. Like I'm neat with food. I don't like having plates out. Like anything in the fridge, I like keeping it nice and throw everything out.
Right.
And I'm not a hoarder, not to brag, but I will I'll donate, get it out of the house. I also bring a lot of stuff in.
Okay.
And for example, let's say I'm running late for dinner. I come home, there's a pile of makeup, there's a pile of my clothes.
Oh, interesting.
And then I'm like, oh, that pile is there. Okay, so if you open up a drawer perhaps, it'll be like, I'll know it's in there.
Right.
But it will not be container stored into something nice. It'll be a little bit...
I mean, I have what is known in my home as the napkin drawer. And if you saw this thing, you might be able to diagnose 50 mental illnesses because this is a disaster in a way that's... I can't defend myself in any possible way. It's just take out napkins when they're not used. I throw them in the drawer.
I like that. I do that sometimes, but I do it in the fork and knife drawer in the corner.
Okay.
They're Jersey Mike's, you'll see. It's almost like...
so I've got Jersey Mike napkins.
Oh, they're not bad. Those are some good ones. You can peel them away and just see, like, if I've gained weight, you'll know from the napkin drawer. You're like, this bitch is eating. Yeah, truly. It's like the rings on a tree, except it's like on my thigh. You're like, oh. The reason really why I ask about the ADHD is because and I've talked about this on my Patreon show, plug.
Get over there.
Thank you, which is justice sensitivity. And it's something that I could never put into words why I was the way I was. I'm not only like that with myself. If I see other people being treated unfairly, especially people who are, need maybe someone to stick up for them or whatever.
Right.
I am I love to step in. I will involve myself.
Interesting.
And I learned within the past 6 months something called justice sensitivity that people with ADHD have, where if they feel for themselves or someone else that something is unjust, it keeps me up at night. And that's really true. So someone skipping in line.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I can remember times when people have skipped me in line. One woman who was on the phone, and I was like, excuse me, I was in a foreign country as well, so I think it was in Italy, whatever. And I said, I'm standing here, and she was like, I'm with him, to some guy in front of her. It was actually clever. And I was like, you're not with him. I know you're not with him, you're on the phone. And she ordered in front of me, and I thought the Charles de Gaulle of this woman.
Rude.
So rude. And then I was with someone who was like, just let it go. And I was like, I can't let it go. Like, she got me.
I do. Okay, I do that. I mean, I don't act on it. I don't do anything to rectify the situation. But yeah, that sort of thing will just ring around in my head for weeks.
Yes, me too. It's crazy. Or if like... but then again, if I've gotten great service in a store, or if someone does a solid for me in a store, maybe a coupon, whatever, I don't even wait till I get to the car to leave a 5-star Google review.
Oh, you're leaving reviews.
Oh, I constantly boost people too, because I'm like, you got to go both ways. You can't just complain. You also have to give.
Right.
I'll scan QR codes. I bought a watch recently. It is a Swatch. I have a theory they're coming back. I don't really want to talk about it, but I got a Swatch skin irony at the outlets in New York.
Okay.
Had the best experience there. These other people were debating a watch. They were with a different sales lady who also seemed nice. I was like, you got to buy the watch and you got to leave a review. And they bought it and left. We were all there leaving reviews. I got the whole store to do it.
I will leave a review if I'm asked by the establishment or if I really love the place, but it's under a secret name. And I will also complain. I mean, but it has to be true injustice if I'm going to complain.
Oh, me too.
It has to be
really try not to. I know.
I have to know the problem goes all the way to the top. It can't be like, oh, the employee was mean. Who cares? A lot of employees are having bad days.
That's right.
But if it feels like, oh, this is a company-wide problem or something, tip-tap, typing away. And I know it'll make no difference.
I think one of the bravest things we could ever do, and I'm not suggesting we do it now, is swap phones and read each other's 1-star Google reviews. I think that would be, for me at least, it's so revelatory.
Oh, I would feel so naked.
I'm not comfortable with that. Even saying it made me nervous.
Absolutely mortified.
I could pull them up and look and just panic right here. I know we're recording.
I know. I could tell you. I know the last place I left a 1-star review, and it feels like the community is coming together to leave a lot of 1-star reviews for this particular restaurant that moved in. And it feels good to be part of the team that's like, no, you're not going to move in and charge that much for a hamburger.
Wait, which restaurant is it?
I won't say it here.
Here in LA, obviously.
It's here in it's in Highland Park.
Highland Park.
And it's the same. It was new ownership, and they just kind of flipped the business model, and suddenly the neighborhood was just burning them down in a way that is comical. So I think that was the last time I left a review, and it felt good.
Sometimes it does. I hate to say it.
Yeah, it's a little revenge, a little something.
It feels better to be nice, right, everybody? In this day and age, it's nice. Be a little nice. Try it. It makes you feel good. It really does.
It does feel better to be nice.
Compliment people.
But when do you get an opportunity?
I talk to everybody. I'm really, and I'm middle-aged now, but I know that in 10, 20 years when I officially am elderly, it's going to be a problem. I already know. I know.
You're just like chatting up strangers.
Constantly, I talk.
Oh,
I'm not annoying. I don't. What'd you say?
I wish I had that ability.
You know, it's funny when people do it to me. I hate it. Isn't that interesting? I go crazy. Sure. I'm like, don't like. If someone's like, oh, I like that shirt. I'm like, cuckoo. Like, don't want to talk to them. But when I do it, I'm like, this is great. They're loving this.
I think that's. I can see that actually.
I mean, I'm nuts. Anyway, what else? What else is going on?
Well, I feel like I'll tell you something else that's going on.
Yeah.
It's not something I want to talk about. It's not something I'm comfortable with. Michelle, I was excited to have you here on the podcast today. You know, it's been years in the works. I thought we'll have a wonderful time. It'll feel like this reunion, and then we'll go on with our lives.
Yeah.
The podcast is called I Said No Gifts.
Yes.
We came to an agreement that you'd be on the show, and I thought you would play by the rules. I thought you would have some level of dignity when you came on. And then that was all kind of wiped out when you walked into the studio holding what could not more clearly be a gift.
Yeah.
Is it a gift for me?
It is.
Okay. It's in a gorgeous purple bag. Should we open it here on the podcast?
Yes, but the bag in itself is a part of the gift.
Well, let's take a look at this.
Okay, so I didn't even know that this was like a thing.
Okay.
But it is in a Runway TJ Maxx shopping bag. Now, before you open it, there's two things in here. One is mine. They're the same thing, different sizes.
Okay. Oh,
one is mine, but that's why it's part of the story. It's part of the story.
You got us leotards.
I got us matching leotards, and we're going to Sochi. Honey, we
what
qualified.
A team we would make.
Oh my
what
God,
a team.
you and me? Forget it, kid. I'd be tossing you into the stands. People wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Wait, so Runway, is this a new store?
Okay, so listen, there are certain, it's actually all part of the story. I didn't even make really all the connections. It's all connected.
Okay, everything is.
Well, that's very true. I pass out. So TJ Maxx has a designer faction.
Okay.
Offshoot, one might even say. Yes, move it from your beautiful face. That they only have in certain stores, usually in sort of well-to-do, well-heeled neighborhoods.
Okay, sure.
Called Runway, where they get designer things. In Europe, where I lived for a couple of years, amazingly, they call it TK Maxx because England had a store called TJ's. They weren't allowed to call it TJ, so they just said TK because it's next to it on the keyboard. Wow. That's the only reason.
What does TJ stand for? Do we know?
I can't. My mind went somewhere dark, and I won't be able to say it.
Analise, look into that.
It must stand for like Theo James from Downton Abbey. Who would it stand for? Tommy Lee Jones? TLJ Maxx?
TJ Maxx. Okay, it was called TK Maxx in
TK
Europe.
Maxx in Europe, and I lived in Amsterdam, and they would get stuff from Prada, Miu Miu. I mean, they would get like high, and Brunello Cucinelli, however you say it. Here they get that too sometimes, but here in LA, they have a lot of Runway Maxx stores. And in Miami, which is where I'm from originally. When I was home in Miami a couple weeks ago, I found a sweater at the Runway Max in Boca Raton, Florida.
Incredible.
Have you been?
I haven't been to Boca Raton. I love saying it, though.
It mellifluous. It is such a beautiful word to say. It's 2 words, really, but they have a fantastic Runway Max in Boca. Now, I should add...
You got to get into the Boca
The
Runway
Boca Max. There's 2 really good ones, and this is like hot tea, as they say, hot TJ. I'm spilling the hot TJ. Boca and West Palm Beach has a TJ Maxx runway. Mind-blowing. That one is really untouched.
Okay.
So I find literally the most beautiful fitting sweater I've ever found in my life, okay? It is like, and I'm tall, I'm 6'1". The sleeves are below the hand. I look like Ariana Grande. I've never had a sweater be so perfectly proportioned on my body.
I run into similar problems.
I believe that, actually, yes. And it's when you find that thing.
It feels like, maybe I am meant for this world.
Yes. I'm telling you that I talk about this because I also have big feet. I'm an 11. There are a lot of women who are 11s and we're painted to be some kind of freak. I don't think we are. It's 2 millimeters bigger than a size 9. I mean, it's not a big deal.
What is that in men's?
Like a 9, US 9.5.
I think I'm a 9 and my foot's not big.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
I'm
we solved that
petite.
problem.
Where's my camera? So listen, I storm out. I rip the mic out of its microphone.
I'm the tiniest woman who ever lived.
My head hits the light. I'm like, I have to get out of here. I feel trapped. Anyway, how much time? I hope I have 2 hours for the story. Okay.
Please.
Okay, so I buy this sweater. It's from Helmut Lang, German designer.
Not familiar.
Are you not?
No.
Very austere, I would say. Almost like poor man's Jill Sander.
Okay,
a little
great.
cheaper, certainly, because Jill's expensive anyway. Get the sweater. Take it back to New York. I'm like, this is my sweater of the winter. Like song of the summer. This is my sweater of the winter. I go to leave my apartment that I'm staying in. It's a sublet in New York to catch my flight to come here to LA.
Sure.
And I think, which sweater am I going to bring? I got to bring my sweater of the summer, sweater of the winter.
This coast needs to see it.
Exactly. It was my debut in this sweater at
West
the
Coast
airport.
debut.
Yes. And also, I like to usually look good at the airport. I guarantee you that I like to look good at the airport. I like to dress.
I recently gave up on that.
You know what? I do find it makes the travel day better. I don't know how else to explain it. I usually I didn't have makeup on that day because I had an early flight, but I usually like to go with makeup and I feel better. You never know who you'll sit next to.
Right. That's true.
Future Today Show story.
Point. Yeah. There we go.
I run downstairs. I'm on a 2-story walk up with my big ass 70-pound Samsonite.
Right. Of course.
My weekend I put the sweater on top.
This kills me.
And my carry-on that has all my equipment and everything in it. I go down to the Uber. I load up the Uber like I don't know why I thought I loaded the Uber truly like a union member. I mean, I'm just like, all right, Charlie, back it up. Like I'm just in it. I'm in it. We get in the car. He starts driving away. Halfway to the airport, I realized my sweater fell out of my bag. You knew it was going there.
I didn't think fall out of your bag. In the apartment or?
I believe I'm almost 1,000. Listen, if I get back to the apartment and it's in that apartment, I'm going to in Shawshank fall to my knees in the rain.
Tears.
I'm 90% sure, let's call it 95, that it fell out when I was loading the bag in because I had it all tucked up and I was like ready, So what have I done so first of all, now this gets to your gift.
Okay. Should we open it?
Yes, but should I set it up before you open it?
Set it up.
The setup is, now I go to the airport. A girl has to be cozy on the plane. I also sit in the exit seat by the door. There's cracks. Okay, I'm the first one to get sucked out.
You feel the breeze. You certainly feel the breeze.
You think I'm being funny? You do. It is colder by the exit seat.
That's scary.
It is. I'm telling you.
Let's seal that up. Get some call.
Not on United. Not on those 777s. So I have to buy a sweatshirt at the airport.
Okay. And which store do you turn to?
Well, folks, there's only one store, the Neiman's of Newark. Hudson News, maybe you've heard of it. Now, this was in Terminal A, which is actually a nice Newark terminal. I'm a big defender of Newark Airport. And but anyone who's flown in the past year or two knows that they have very specific sweatshirts now in every city. Now you can open up your gift.
Let's get into this.
It's the top one because there's two.
Okay, there's one for you.
It's a buy two. It's a BOGO.
I'm sliding this across to you.
It's a BOGO. Oh, so should we open it at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, first of all, I just want to comment. This is a sweatshirt and it's so soft.
Okay, this is part of the story.
Which is crazy.
Here we go. Ready?
We're opening. Gorgeous New Jersey sweatshirt.
It's not.
I like this.
I knew you would.
It's tasteful.
Wait, I agree.
My boyfriend's from New Jersey.
Are you joking? No, I'm actually not even being funny. This whole thing was meant to bring you that sweatshirt.
Wow.
That is how I know I'm an agnostic, but I believe in God when things like this happen.
The problem is he's Italian. He's from New Jersey. I'm famously anti both.
Huge mistake. I'm very pro both. I'm very pro New Jersey. I am a big
I
Jersey
love
defender.
New Jersey.
One of my favorite states in the United States. Wait, so look, I hope it fits. It's a medium or large. I didn't know. I got
Should
myself.
I put it on? I'll put it on for until I get hot.
Yeah, I got myself the 2XL. Does your boyfriend want this one?
No, you want it. This
Do
will
I?
connect us.
That's sweet. Okay.
Two
Actually-
gay men cannot have matching anything.
Well, then I should give it back because I mean, at this point. But you don't think this is kind of cute?
And it feels soft. I can't believe it.
So here's the thing. Wait, it actually is so cute on you. I have to get out of the studio. I feel trapped. Wait, no, I'm sorry, producers. No, Bridger.
Let me get a look on
Bridger, look at me.
self-view.
I'm like attracted to you in it. I'm not being funny. I feel scared.
Well,
you look like
my
frat
boyfriend's out of
boy.
town.
Wait, stop. I feel crazy. You look like you're about to like
This looks
abuse me
great.
in a frat house, and I'm very into it.
This is a good sweatshirt, and it's my color.
It's your color. So here's the thing. So they had this one. They had like navy with white stripes, but I have been obsessed with these because it's two. I'll tell you how much I paid because it's part of it. How much do you think I paid for these?
Okay,
Two.
this is for two. I would say two sweatshirts is probably $80
$34.99
for two.
for two.
That's absurd.
It's stupid.
Whoa!
This is what I'm saying.
At
They
an
should hire
airport?
me to influence to get all the people. Yes.
None of that makes any sense at all.
And it's embroidered. I need to
Yes,
also
it's
point
literally.
out.
It's not just printed on here.
nice.
Something's wrong at that airport. They have a leak.
So then wait. So now I have to wear this. Now it's adorable, and on me it is hideous
Is it
because it
really?
looks what?
It is.
It's not great. I mean, I also got a huge size. I'm in jeans. By the time I got off the flight, I always say Val Kilmer, back from the beyond. So anyway, I get into LA.
Uh-huh.
I'm wearing this. I go to Budget Rent-A-Car to get my
Sure.
shitty rental, even though I also love Budget. I like things that are like a little shitty. That's why I like United.
A little texture.
Yeah, like I don't want to go to like Alamo. Give me Budget. Give me a car with like some issues. That's how I am. So anyway, I get to Budget and I walk in and the guy working there is, he would be a fan of yours, okay, if you know what I'm saying. And he's like, hello. And I go, hi. I go, as a joke, because I always have to be funny and I'm unbearable. I go, don't judge me. I go, I was forced to buy this. I lost my sweater. I go, do you like it? He went, no. I said, you don't like it? And I was kind of like setting him up, obviously, but I was like, you don't like it? He goes, it does nothing for your figure. And I was like, you're right. He was right. Anyway, but I will keep this. Also, mine then smelled, I don't know, mine smells like a little oily. Yours smelled good. I sniffed it
Yeah, it
before I
doesn't
gave
smell
it to
like
you. No, it
anything.
smells nice.
This
Well,
is
anyway,
fantastic.
I actually am like really
thrilled
happy you
about
like
this.
it.
Oh,
good.
I can lounge around the house.
Yeah.
I wonder what sort of pants I could combine this with. Probably jeans.
Off-white sweatpants, if you really
Off-whites.
want to go there.
Okay.
Jeans, hot.
This is something I could wear to the airport too, because I've recently gotten into like soft, comfortable things to wear at the airport rather than, I'm someone who wears their outfit for the day up until bedtime, up until I'm going to get in bed.
Is that right?
Even when I'm sitting watching TV, I'm loosening up a little bit. I've gotten a lot of flack for like, Bridger, you're at home and you're not going anywhere else. Why wouldn't you put on sweatpants or something? But for whatever reason, I needed to be fully dressed until the absolute end of the day up until just recently. So the fact that I go to the airport in, sweatpants is a real shock to my lifestyle.
It's a growth pattern, and I like it for you.
Yeah, it might be, it's a journey. I might get back to, head towards like wearing a suit to the airport.
Well, listen, this is my issue with Americans in general, is that men here never wear suits. You never see a man in a suit. You go to London, all the men employed all have suits on, and nice ones, not like Joseph A. Banks. Like they look
right. They've
tailored.
really like, this is my uniform. I'm going to take care of it.
Yes, but I also think women should dress up. I'm not I think it's time we start dressing up again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like to put myself together, but I don't like to wear, I think because I grew up in a church, I bristle at wearing too much dress clothes.
I can understand that. I think I would have thrived in a church setting as far as
it's not too late, Michelle. Let's get you back.
Okay, listen. By the way, all right. I'm down for anything. I love a Catholic. I think if I were to convert, I would convert to Catholicism.
Catholicism.
Yeah.
Knowing everything we know.
Sorry. I I love a bit of glitz. I can't help it.
if you do love glamour, there's no other religion for you.
Hello, are you kidding me? I love it. I love Italy. I love.
Oh my god!
I like Ireland. Like I have. Even
no
though
other
they're not
religion
flashy.
is doing what Catholicism is doing as far as glam.
The Pope wore red loafers. You know that? I remember that.
Oh my god!
Rest
of course,
in peace.
who could forget?
I mean, forget Prada. Oh, I love it. I love Italy so much. I was just there for a wedding. You would have had the best time in that sweatshirt.
In the sweatshirt.
I can't even tell you, like, the fact that you like this sweatshirt. I'm not playing this up for the show. This is what will make me. This is going to get me through my day. My question about wearing house clothes in the house.
Yes.
See, I'm not a germaphobe, and actually, I think
right.
that one of the reasons why I do get sick, obviously, but like I've had an okay year, knock on wood, with not getting a cold so far, like a real one.
Right.
Verge, and then I get better.
Mm-hmm.
But I like wear my shoes in the house. Like my dirty New York shoes. Not always. I don't stomp around the bed in them or anything, but like I'll forget, I'll come in, I'll drop bags off, or like shopping bags that have been on the floor will come into the house. I will not put my purse on the ground. I have a big rule about this. Bad luck.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that explains my entire life.
Money flies out. That's what they say.
God.
Never, ladies especially, do not put your bag. I see people on the subway putting their backpacks on the floor. I'm like, are you fucked up in the head?
Okay, yeah, that's very common
Even
sense.
the rats are like this. They're like, we're not putting our bags on the
thank
floor.
You.
Yeah, bursts up in the air for the rats. Anyway, but I really do think that a little bit of germiness is good for you.
Oh,
is my
sure.
theory.
Like exposing small children to germs so they can grow up, a resistance.
I think a little duty bug here and there is good for you. However, I don't like to get under the covers I'll sit on the couch in my street clothes.
Okay.
But I really will not get under. I won't touch my sheets in my street clothes.
Right.
You do that.
I will not. I'll lie on the top cover.
Interesting.
But okay. I won't.
It's pushing it a little.
And this is in LA. So in New York, that might be a different story.
That's fair.
If I'm under the covers in my street clothes, something has gone horribly wrong, either emotionally or physically.
Yeah. You're going to crawl in your jersey.
Yeah, it's just like it's over.
I can't do this anymore.
I'm in jeans in bed.
Oh, no.
But what I don't like is when people really flinch when you like sit down on a bed in your jeans. It's like, what are you doing in your jeans that's so filthy that you're having that reaction?
Also,
relax.
Wash your blanket. Have you heard of it? Yes. You can just throw it in the wash. No, people have lost it altogether.
Right. I mean, unless you were dealing with like biohazard material in your jeans, go ahead, sit on the comforter.
Which on the subway you are, to be fair.
On the subway. And again, that's a whole different situation.
I shoved a strange woman last week, and a young girl, because I was on the subway. There was a puddle on the seat next to me.
Okay.
Small, clear puddle.
Oh, no.
Probably water, whatever. So I had a little bag from a place called Manja. You know this place?
Oh, wait, Manja. No, I don't think I do know
I almost brought your sweatshirt in a Manja bag, and then I thought, because I have that here too, but I was like, no, I'll bring it in. Delicious sandwiches, hit or miss. Anyway, so wait. It's like my lemon poppy kitchen of New York.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I have my bag kind of resting on the seat, but it's a big poo-poo to take a seat up with your bag. Obviously, you look like a terrible person.
Yes.
So the train is filling, and this girl, and I'm like, I don't want her to think that I'm putting my bag here instead of her. So I move it to indicate, hey, this is open. Mm-hmm. And Flash Gordon, in 2 seconds, she comes over and goes to put her ass in this water. No. And she had very, very long hair. And I literally, I touched this woman's hair. I didn't like it at all. But I pushed her. I pushed her back. I went, don't. And she looked at me and I went, there's a puddle. And then we were the best of friends.
Okay, so she was okay with it.
I mean, she should have been kissing my feet. Yes. But
I feel
it was
like in New York, that behavior's kind of okay. Everybody's a little bit like, a lot of things are a disaster. We watch out for each other.
You have to. That's why I do love New York. And people in New York, down for a laugh. Americans in general, it took me leaving this country to have a real appreciation for the American spirit. And I really mean that.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. What's going on in other countries? I've never really noticed this. Like, I haven't spent extended amounts of time in other countries. Just humorlessness?
Not everywhere. Italians can be funny. Mm-hmm. I was in Rome for this wedding. I mentioned it. How many times can I bring it up? Can we set a countdown? Just tick every time I bring it up. But I had never really had a great time in Rome. And this trip, I had the best time and everybody was nice. Like, it was, I think because it wasn't so touristy, it was September.
Oh, sure.
Highly recommend. But no, I lived in, you could call it a Scandinavian country, the Netherlands, or adjacent. And nice people, some were very fun. I have Dutch friends, great people. And this goes in England too. I think that, when you walk into a store here or a restaurant, whatever, they want to know about your day. When you sit at Fridays and they go, how's your day? When you take a seat, you recline in your local TGIs. And, Bruce comes over and he goes, how was your day? And you go, don't ask, Bruce. And then you have a laugh and he's like, tell me about it.
You both get it.
You get it. You go home soon. I always end, my favorite thing to do, I'm an unbearable person. Two things. One, and I've talked about this on my show, is that when it's Black Friday time, the quickest way to ingratiate yourself with a shopkeep is go, you working Black Friday? The whole week leading up, it's my Christmas. I go, you working Black Friday? They love it. They go, yes. Yes or no. They either go, thank God, no, or they go, can you imagine? Yes.
What a great conversation starter at the checkout line.
You working Black Friday, you get discounts. I'm telling you, they want to emote about Black Friday.
I love this. Of course, I've worked Black Friday before. It was hell on earth.
Where?
Best Buy.
I can't believe what you're saying.
Imagine
you worked at Best Buy?
I don't know. I can't believe I'm saying this.
I love it.
I was at Best Buy and I worked at Black Friday. It was hell on earth.
And this was, I'm going to guess, because I feel like now Black Friday has changed and now it's like online Cyber Monday, blah, blah, blah. But there were times for those too young to remember where Black Friday was gang fights, middle fingers, lines tense. It was like the new Star Wars. Like everyone went nuts. Was it then?
Peak Black Friday time, I would say. I would say right before its slow decline. I stood in the exact same place for probably 9 hours, just ringing up the same computer over and over and over. They put me back near the washing machines.
That's a good place to be, though, don't you think?
It's not very pleasant. It's
Why?
not very. There's not much to look at.
Yeah, I could see that.
But Black Friday is not a pleasant time to be working. So that's a great thing to bring up.
Well, I had a retail job, but I think it was 98.
Okay.
J. Crew. I was in high school.
Sure.
And then my mom worked at the same store. But I think because she was older, I don't think they put her on the Black Friday shift.
Oh.
I'm almost sure because she was in her 60s.
Okay.
And they knew better. Like
they didn't
full
want her being
trampling.
trampled.
Yes.
No.
Whatever happened to trampling?
Yeah, we've got to get back to trampling.
We haven't had a good trampling in a minute. I'm sorry.
Clear the herd.
Charlotte trampling.
Yes.
We need to bring trampling back. You know why? Keep people on their toes.
Yeah.
When people have gotten too comfortable shopping, absolutely not.
We need to strike the fear of trampling back into America.
Yes. Bring some rhinoceri in. I say we got to Jumanji these people back into shape.
The day this is released, there will be 9 tramplings.
I know. I mean, really, that's the thing. And that's every time I do something, 2 days later, people are like, you evil. I'm like, wait, this was pre the famed stampede of 2025.
The historical trampling. We should, so we're October 6th. Let's just mark the date.
Oh,
We're
smart.
talking about trampling on October 6th, just to be clear.
It's like a hostage video. Yes, very smart. October 6th. But wow, no, that is, I used to go, I actually love Black Friday as a consumer back in its heyday.
Right.
Not for the Best Buy of it all, because that was like, I didn't want to actually get shot. But as someone who really loves, you could say consumerism. I mean, I love the bargain hunt for me more than anything. I love a bargain hunt. That's my life. For me, it's like the hunt. It's like my own personal game show, and I love game shows, so it kind of all tracks. I just like shopping at 3 a.m. I think it's so fun to be up in the middle of the night. And this was always in Miami, going to Sawgrass Mills, one of the best outlet malls in the nation and world. And just seeing babies up at 3:30 in the morning, and the parents, they all bring the suitcases and they load them up with Adidas and things to bring back to, Brazil or wherever.
There's an uncanniness to being in a store at that time of night. It's just like, this feels
fun. Yeah. It's like
an
a
alternate
sleepover.
reality.
Yes, it's like a sleepover with a bunch of crazy strangers. Mm-hmm. And I miss that. I do, because now they don't keep the malls open late at night anymore.
No, it's all over. The wonderful days of everything being bad on Black Friday are done.
Yeah. What the hell? But no, Americans are nice. Circling back, we are a friendly, humor-loving people when you keep politics out of it.
I feel like I would thrive in another country.
Where would you like to go?
I mean, in a Scandinavian country, I feel like I would, that sort of social atmosphere, I'd be perfectly fine.
I could see that. Yeah. But you say that, and I don't think you realize how, when you have grown up here and how used to the warmth you are, it really, for me, and I had an amazing time there. I would go back. Like, I'm not like shitting on their people, because I've gotten flack about this before. But for me, it did slowly chip away at my spirit. I swear, I'm being...
You're a different woman.
I'm being serious, though. In London, it's better because the English they're always drunk and they're always down for an LOL. Like they love a little bit of a laugh, the crack, but.
Wow. Is there anything left to say about this beautiful sweatshirt?
I wish. No,
Have you
I
spent
think
much time in Jersey?
here and there I have.
Okay. I think it's really underrated.
Well,
I grew up in a state that was a real butt of jokes, Utah. So I always kind of, when New Jersey was also, I felt a kinship for New Jersey.
I actually got canceled by New Jersey years ago.
You got canceled by New Jersey?
I haven't thought about this.
What happened?
Okay, I hope it's clear that I love New Jersey and that this was clearly a joke, but you're going to like this. So before I was a comedian, right out of college, I was a legal secretary.
Okay.
And I was blogging secretly. That was like how I kind of got my start.
Wonderful.
Thank you. That's the story.
What an incredible story. Thank you so much for being here, Michelle.
No. And there was a famous day in New York that may ring a bell for you where the whole city smelled like maple syrup. Do you remember this?
Oh, yes. Yeah, of course.
So did you know that I broke that story?
No way.
Yes. And I was the very first mention. I think maybe someone on the radio said it maybe before me, but I was like the first written mention.
Wow.
The first one brave enough to go public and say, hey, sniff, sniff. The whole city smells like maple syrup. And I knew this because I worked down on Wall Street. Again, secretary. It always sounds like I had some big job. I was like eating Alpo out of the can. I worked out on Wall Street, but I lived near Columbia uptown.
Okay.
And so I used to walk home or like walk halfway home as my exercise. And the whole walk, I'm like, stinks like maple syrup. And then I had roommates and I got home and my roommate, Sarah Smullen, was like, hi, Sarah, still friends with her. She was like, it smells like syrup. Our room smelled like it. And I took to the blog.
That's not a smell you want to smell disbodied from food. Where it's just like this, no, I want pancakes have to be nearby.
It actually was sickening. It was nauseating. And I wrote about it. And fast forward, the New York Times contacted me for a quote because I was the very first blogger to write about this. This would have been in whenever that happened, 2005 or 2005.
Right. Okay.
I know how I know. So, and I said something along the lines of, well, we just figured that stench was coming from New Jersey, where most stenches originate from. I made a joke about New Jersey being smelly or having industrial waste, which it does, for the record. I love it, but it
doesn't.
Well, this is the thing. And people I remember they got pissed at me, but that story was why I got fired from my job, by the way.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because my boss saw it and was like, are you blogging from here? And I went, no. And I think I didn't get fired, excuse me. I ended up quitting to go work at VH1, but that was like the breaking point.
Thank you, maple syrup. Did they ever figure it out?
I don't think they did. I think a reporter years later tried to find out, and they do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that it was a chemical spill.
Wow.
I think.
Chemicals that smell like, maybe it was the natural flavoring or whatever.
Those delicious chemicals.
Yes.
Good to me. I look like Two-Face. They're like, girl, did you get in the chemicals again? I'm like, you caught me. I love chemies.
Well, you owe everything to New Jersey.
It's actually, in a way, yes. So my apologies to New Jersey. I have spent a lot of money in your state. I love Bergen. I love Paramus.
The big mall with the ski jump or whatever.
The American Dream. I've never been there.
Which is a tough name for a mall that's failing.
It is failing, right? I know.
Think so.
Have you ever been to the Mall of America?
No, I've never been to either of these malls. I was obsessed with them as a kid. It's like, I want to go to the biggest mall.
Yeah.
But your parents don't really have a reason to vacation near one of those malls.
No, you didn't miss anything.
Vacation destinations. Maybe I'll get to the American Dream at some point. I'm back in Jersey every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Where in Jersey is your boyfriend from?
Lyndhurst.
Oh, sure, Lyndhurst. Great Costco's in New Jersey. New Jersey is where I believe I got COVID for the first time at a Costco in Wayne. And also, they have the best. I really am pro Jersey. If I had to move back to New York, I would live in Jersey probably.
A lot of people do?
Yeah.
Well, I think we should play a game.
Okay.
We're going to play a game called Gift or a Curse, but I need a number between 1 and 10 from you.
I'll go 8.
Okay, I have to do some light calculating to get our game pieces. So right now you can promote, recommend, do whatever you want.
Well, I have a show nearly every day on my Patreon. It's called The Michelle Collins Show, patreon.com/MishCall. You can also go to my Instagram @MishCall and link it there. I also have a live show in New York, October 22nd at Joe's Pub called Wait, Why Don't I Know You? I had one here in LA. It sold out. I did 5 shows at Joe's Pub. They nearly sold out. And then they were such a rousing success that they gave me another night. And it's really, I'm proud of it. And I think people should come see it. It's funny.
Everybody go see Michelle and listen to Michelle. Use your internet to figure it out.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it. If you like this. This is what it is, basically, every day. It's just stupidity. No offense.
Wonderful. Yeah. No, this is a very smart show, Michelle. People learn. This is, I say it over and over, it's a utility ultimately. They're getting their news from this. Let's check in with Analise. I want to see if TJ Maxx if we ever got to the bottom of what TJ stands for. Analise?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Is it?
Yeah. I tried to dig, but there's some theories around, but not anything that's concrete. It's just kind of vague. Yeah.
Wow. TJ Maxx needs to speak to that. It's time that they come clean on what TJ stands for.
Especially what with the popularity of Trader Joe's. You would think they would want to differentiate themselves.
Unless it is Trader Joe's. And then they're like, we cannot let this get out to the public. This could ruin everything.
It's the maximum Trader Joe's. Just you go, and they do have a lot of food items there.
You get in the checkout line, you're going to be buying some caramel corn. You're going to be buying some X-brand chocolate.
You know, it's really funny. And then I literally am there every day. I love it. It's fun for me. It's like my museum. And they had pumpkin spice cheesecake popcorn.
Oh.
And I actually thought the devil is among us. I couldn't believe that was something that someone thought. There's a market for this.
Where does the cheesecake come in at that? The pumpkin spice, I get it. Like, I throw the seasoning on it. But then we're getting into, like, dairy.
Tanginess? I don't understand it. The creaminess? I don't like it at all. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, this is how we play gift or a curse. I'm going to name 3 things. You're going to tell me if they're a gift or a curse and why. Mm-hmm. And then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong because there are correct answers.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right. Number 1, this is from a listener named Kendra. Gift or a curse, setting your clock a few minutes fast to trick yourself into being on time.
Gift.
Why?
I have worked on myself, but I used to be chronically late, even though technically I was also late today. But I told you guys.
No, you were
hours in advance.
Yes.
I was on time for the new time, put it that way. But as someone who does run late and is constantly trying to improve, I do think that does work. Okay. And I have no issue with it at all.
Wrong. Curse. No. This the trick here, I will say, is we're tricking ourselves. It works for maybe a month, and then you get used to it, and then it's just now you're just living by that time, and you're probably less on time to places because your clock's all screwed up. You've totally bent what you believe time is, and you've taken yourself out of society. You need to get it back. I know it might work once. It'll probably work total a month. Then the trick doesn't work anymore.
You're mistaken.
It's a bad thing to do.
Typical of a former Best Buy employee to state such lies. I like it. We're not talking like 10 minutes. We're talking 2-3 minutes in the range. It helps.
You're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong. You didn't get the point.
Wow.
Okay, but that's fine. Let's see if you do any better.
Okay.
Okay, the second one is from a listener named Dan. Gift or a curse, perfumes at the dog groomer, for example, cotton candy, pumpkin spice, etc.
Now, I don't have a dog. Mm-hmm. Pumpkin spice, I'm mad. I have to say curse.
Why?
Now, listen, I love dogs. Mm-hmm. When I was at the outlets the other day, these people came up with 9 Pomeranians, and if you don't think I did a 25-minute set for every employee there about it, they were on the floor, and you can call the store for proof. But I don't think that dogs should smell unnatural. I think that they should smell soapy. I love a soap scent. I like a clean dog. Believe me, I don't love a wet dog smell.
Right.
Who does? But I do think that it is chemically and unnatural.
Okay. Wrong. Michelle, okay. I'm so sorry to hear this.
Wow.
Look, on a human, no human should smell like a food. When the soap smells like food for people, no thank you. Mm-hmm. With a dog, I love the dog to smell like a treat. I talk to my dog like she's a cookie anyway. I think bring her back smelling like what's a food?
Rigatoni? I don't know where they came to mind.
Yeah, not rigatoni. As long as it's not a savory food.
A sweet food?
A sweet food.
We were just talking about maple syrup smelling horrible. There's no way.
Starlight mint. I would love my dog to smell like Starlight mint.
You think that, and you're wrong. One time I stayed in a hotel, which was so minty that my eyes were on fire, and I had to leave in the morning. This is a true story. And people, I had a show at the time, and people were like, I still have one now too, by the way, but the people who listened to me were like, that was a rat-infested hotel, and they were using mint to get rid of rats. And so you think you want minty smell, but you don't. Trust me.
Oh, no. You heard that the rat czar has stepped down. Kathy.
She did? That's my new job. I'm like, opening in the rat czar. The rat czar stepped down. She's not doing a good job at the place I'm staying.
She's not doing a good job? Well, she's no longer there, so I guess she's...
Well, I have to stomp my feet walking back to this apartment building to get all the rats out of the way. I'm coming down there stomping. I'm stomping the yard, Bridge.
Oh, God. Well, she's done rat czaring. Maybe she'll come to L.A. to rat czar. I don't know.
Do they have a lot of rats here?
Oh, my God.
Do you see rats?
I think as many rats, if not more, in LA than in New York. I've had some
Really?
bad interactions with rats in LA.
That's a shame because I remember I love a possum.
Okay, I've recently, I don't love them, but I've recently stopped fearing them as much.
They're so sweet and cute.
I watched a video the other day of someone just petting it, putting his hand in its mouth.
Yeah.
It did nothing.
They're the cutest. There was one, I think she passed away, named Heidi, who was cross-eyed. Can we pull up? Have you ever seen her? She's
no,
famous.
let's see Heidi. Can we put?
You must pull up Heidi. Heidi was a famous cross-eyed possum. She may have been an opossum because I know they're different. So please, I'm no
They're
Steve
different?
Irwin. Yeah.
I thought that people just had given up on saying opossum.
Like when they're like singing like "Oh Possum, My Possum."
I figured we all
Dead
knew it was
Possum
opossum, but
Society.
we were just like, well, we'll just say possum.
No, I think it's different. We'll pull it up. But Heidi, look at her.
That's
Calm.
real?
Yes. She is an opossum, excuse me. Look, she's so funny. I think she passed. The cutest.
R.I.P.
And they used to put her in little outfits. Heidi was a true star.
My entry point for possums was the babies. Once you see a baby possum, you're like, okay, I'm starting to get what a weird little freak you are. God bless.
They're so cute. Also, baby skunks. I love.
a baby skunk, forget about
I'm
it.
locked and loaded in. There are just some animals like baby donkeys. You know, Angelica Houston has a donkey farm, and I think she's doing life the way I would like to do it.
She's got a lot of donkeys.
She does. Isn't
And
that
what
funny?
does she do with them? She just feeds them and pets them?
Hangs out with them, cleans up their little blueberry duties, you know.
Good for Angelica.
Yes.
She's so great.
I love her.
Okay. Okay, you've gotten 0 so far.
Great.
Tough to hear.
Great. So
okay.
glad I drove all the way to the valley to get 0
You're not
stars.
taking the sweatshirt back, so
I don't want
forget
it. I have my own.
This final one is from a listener named Antonia.
Yes.
Gift or a curse, finding a piece of hair in your food that you can immediately tell is yours.
Curse.
Why?
Listen, I don't care, you know, where to even begin? I just finding hair in food is, excuse me, sometimes, and you have short hair, so you wouldn't necessarily know this, but sometimes women, you know, my hair falls out quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, there's for sure hair on me as we speak.
Right.
Nobody wants to pull a hair out because the shock, the ice cold blood that runs through your system in the figuring out period of whose hair is this? You know, to quote Seinfeld when they bought the babka, and Elaine goes, well, it's a short hair. And Jerry goes, do you think that makes it better? I mean, it's a hair. So a hair, I thought you were going to say, because this I could see as a gift, finding a hair in a meal you didn't like. And then having a
dream come
reason
true.
to send it back and then be like, you know what, I'm so nauseous.
I need to carry a little plastic bag of hair around with me.
Or just pluck one from
drop
your
it in there.
live
Well, I
head.
can't. You know, my hair isn't going to work. They'll know immediately that it's my hair.
That's true. I'll give you, how many do you
Yeah,
need? I mean,
I'll
forget
cut
it.
some of your hair after that.
Feathers, what do you need? I have so much shit flying off of me today. It's not even funny. I think you have sweatshirt lint on your head. I just
you're
noticed it. Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's my treat to the listener and the viewer. Curse. You're correct. It's an absolute curse. I would much rather it be somebody else's because when it's mine, the immediate feeling is shame. I'm embarrassed. I'm like, oh, God. And I don't get to play the little detective of who could this hair be? Who do I get to blame?
Yes.
That's what I ultimately care about when I find a hair in my food is getting to blame another person.
1,000%.
To be robbed of that opportunity and have a hair in your food? No, thank you.
I also have real issues with restaurants that feel comfortable serving food with onion skin and sprouts. Why fool me into thinking? You know, sometimes there's
Onion skin.
no, listen, sometimes, you know, when you slice an onion.
Yes.
And you get those little like Invisa skins between the rings.
Right, of course.
So sometimes in salads, they chop it up, but the Invisa skins stay in.
Wow, that's a sloppy restaurant.
I won't name where it recently happened to me.
Boy. Subway.
Artist my ass. It's me doing Chicago. Anyway, yeah. And sprout, very anti-sprout.
I like a sprout on a sandwich on occasion, but I
Do
feel like
you?
it's a you're playing a very dangerous game with food poisoning.
First of all, it is a prime. You're basically eating a primal mound of duty bug. I mean, it's so full of duty bugs.
Yeah.
And then just everything about sprouts.
If we could find a way to really make sure those are clean, sure. But, you know, you hear stories and there's always a news report that they're poisoning people. And ultimately, for what? It's not that good.
I have a question for you.
What?
Not to flip the script here and
Okay,
be the
interesting.
host. You walk by a restaurant, they have a B grade. You go in or no?
I'll go in.
Okay, same. And
I'll
my friend
actually-
won't.
I actually think a B grade restaurant, you know, they're probably, the food's probably a little better They're concerned about the food. They're not concerned about the exact keeping everything in order.
So I agree with you because I was supposed to have dinner or had dinner with my friend. We just didn't go where we intended to go with a friend a couple of days ago in New York. There was a B grade. She went, I won't go in. I said, you're joking. She goes, her boyfriend is a manager at a restaurant. She goes, you don't understand how many infractions they have to get the B.
Really?
Like even when they get the A, they're not perfect. Like, certain things aren't stored or whatever. To go down a grade, things are bad. Below a B, you're dealing in true monster.
Well, then, what's happening with the C?
That's what
Why
I'd like
is
to
the
know.
C allowed to remain open?
Why are we
Why is
having
the B
Cs?
allowed?
Why is it allowed?
Also go in the B. I believe in redemption. And
beautiful.
I feel like the B, maybe they're trying their best to get back to an A. And they're aware of the problems now.
Well, that's
maybe
what I
they're
was saying.
working.
Listen, there was a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. I'm dying to say the name.
You can say it.
Can I?
For sure.
Okay,
We'll
because it's
figure this out
actually
later.
funny.
We might have to beep it eventually, but
So there's a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale called but it's gorgeous. It's like waterfront. You see the boats passing. It's like really, on a magical day in Florida, you can really feel happy. There was an article my mom sent to me that was like, I think it had roach chefs. I think the chefs it was a roach chef. It was Roachatouille. They had roaches. There were so many roaches found there. And I had eaten there probably like 3 or 4 times in my lifetime. So of course I'm like, well, now we can never go back. But then it's like, no, but now there's not going to be a roach. Like they have to,
yeah.
now's the time to go to.
Right, because I feel like the A restaurants, they're riding high. They're not looking at their problems at all. They're not even thinking about it.
No.
They're cruising along and the roaches are sneaking in. Meanwhile, B is swatting them as soon as they appear.
That looks like my face when I read that article. Do you see those 2 holes in that mouth? It's just so funny. I just
It looks
caught
like a Ninja Turtle. I'm gonna take a
really
picture of that.
does.
This will go to Instagram eventually and it'll be so compelling.
Oh, people are going to love it. Look at your nice phone case.
No, it's falling apart.
Oh.
Okay, well, you got
Anyway.
1 out of 3.
Okay, that's
A perfect grade.
sounds good to me. State school, here I come.
All right, well, we should answer a listener question.
Yes.
So let's
This is
listen.
headphone time.
People are writing in. They're sending voice notes to isaidnogifts@gmail.com. We're going to answer a question. Analise, will you play the question?
Hello, Bridger and lucky guest. I'm Liz from Milton, Delaware. I was wondering if someone gives a gift such as nuts or cheese or jam to someone who's not a cook or doesn't really care to be in the kitchen, is that a burden? Because that person then needs to buy crackers or bread or has to think of an idea for that item, and maybe they don't want to. Or is it really truly a gift because you're providing them with something to eat? Thanks in advance.
I'm so happy her opening was so warm because I'm not going to tear her apart as a result.
Do you feel like tearing her apart?
There is an instinct within me that says of all the questions to ask in the world, I've never gotten a food. Funny enough, my mind goes somewhere else if I get a food gift where I'm like, they think because I eat a lot. I'm so sick as a woman who's grown up
Michelle.
a millennial. No, this is how broken I am. So, no, I mean, imagine you get first of all, who's giving blocks of cheese as a gift is my thing. If you already... if you come to someone's home
Sure.
with some cheese,
Right.
there's an assumption that there's a cracker in the house.
Right. They'd be wrong about me. I don't have any crackers in my house. But I like to eat a cheese. I don't see any problem. I feel like she's got a problem with this. Why else would she have sent the voice note in? She's got a huge problem with it. I don't cook. Bring me a jam. I'll find something to spread that on. I might eat it with a spoon.
I also don't cook. I'm happy you don't.
I mean, I'm not happy or proud, but it's my life. And
This is the ADHD,
Oh, you think so?
I really do.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because I can't get it together to cook. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go. And I leave. But I thought her question was going to be, do you clear that they don't have a nut allergy? I thought she was going an allergen route.
Right.
So for her to then suggest that buying a cracker is such a burden for a generous... Listen, dairy is expensive these days. I would love to get some fig jam and a big thing of brie.
Oh, I'll go out and buy some bread if I get that.
Yes!
That's not a burden for me.
Give me a baguette any day. Baguette out of here. I genuinely, my mind is so rotted. But no, I think she was such a nice girl and a beautiful voice. I enjoyed
gorgeous
listening to
voice.
her. So I'm going to let it go. But no, I think that's fine.
I think that's perfectly fine. I welcome any, as someone who's received literally every type of gift at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody brought a little jar of jam. I'll figure it out.
Have you ever seen 6 Degrees of Separation?
No.
What?
I didn't. I just thought that was like a concept.
No. Oh my! Well, it was a play, but then it was turned into a movie with Will Smith, Stockard Channing, Donald Sutherland. Oh my God!
I just learned about this, and Will Smith plays like a gay character.
Yes, he does.
Right.
Anthony Michael Hall, I believe it was written by John Guar, and I just have to throw that out there because it was killing me that I didn't remember who wrote it. But it's essentially Will Smith is cosplaying as a wealthy Upper East Side guy, and befriends the super rich families. These like nose in the air Upper East Side families. But one of the things they do is pot of jam. You know that if you have to buy a gift for someone, you get them a pot of jam. And it's actually considered one of the most elegant gifts you can really buy, according to this movie from the 1980s.
Wow, I agree.
Or 90s.
Because a good jam is much better than a bad jam. If a bad jam, I have no interest in that.
I've had bad jam.
I've had bad jam, and my mom makes jam.
Does she?
Ooh, incredible raspberry jam.
Really?
There's a difference.
With the seed?
With the seed.
Interesting.
Delicious. Tart. I like that. Most jam you buy is too sweet.
I love a tart jam. I'm not a chocolate person, so I like an apricot, an orange, a nectarine, like a fresh nectarine. That's heaven for me.
Take people jam. I think that's the answer to the question.
A pot of jam. And see, you have to see 6 Degrees.
This is the second time it's come up in 2 months, so
it's
the movie's coming for
one of
me.
the great soundtracks, the best acting. You'll recognize half. Anthony Rapp is in it. J.J. Abrams is in it. It's just got everybody. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I feel like we answered the question perfectly.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not even hot in this sweatshirt, by the way. I usually get very warm in here. It's
garbage. This is what I'm trying to say. I was freezing on the flight. I'm like, this polyester piece of shit. $17.50 for what? Is that the only question?
That's the only question.
Oh, that's it? I thought that's not the whole show.
The show's over.
I'm pulling feathers out here, like crotch here. We barely even hit the hour. I thought.
We barely hit an hour?
Yes.
I'm telling you, I have totally lost track of time, Michelle. In a way,
something's going on.
My biological, internal clock used to be Swiss accurate. I thought we had just gotten the regular length of an episode.
Well, because I make time pass so fast. But it sounds to me like I deserve a second point for changing the time on a watch.
Well, listen, we can, Analise has a gift or a curse we can do.
Oh, good.
Analise is going to read us their gift or a curse, and we both have to answer.
By the way, I can talk about anything, meaning you don't have to open up the files for. We've run out of time.
I just thought I've had such a good time. We've talked about so many things. I just kind of, it started to feel like, this feels full.
I mean, I've had the best time.
I know. When I've we're having a good time, I'm like, I feel like I start to lose track.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
But let's answer, Analise. Do you know what it is? We weren't wearing the headphones.
Gift or a curse? Decorating your Christmas tree for Halloween.
Oh. Well, my mind hurts from that one. I'm not going to lie. That gave me a little bit of a brain pain.
Have you seen this happen before?
No.
Okay.
Can you? No, because I'm sorry. When do you put the Christmas tree up?
Okay. Well, that's a great question. That is a very good question. I feel like there is one person I follow on Instagram who's out of her mind, and I've spoken about her on this podcast a lot of times. And she has her Christmas tree up at times, at least until Valentine's Day. It becomes a Valentine's Day tree. So
a real tree, or it has to be a fake tree?
It must be fake.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she's begging for a home fire. House fire.
Needles galore. What is this? Train Spotting 3? I mean, we can't have that. Okay, go on.
So I feel like there is a culture of this, and so I wonder if there's some feeling of we'll put up the tree, then we won't have to. It'll already be up for Christmas. But we'll do Halloween. I mean, what do you think? Gift or a curse?
Listen, to me, look, part of the joy of the Christmas season, which I do partake in gladly, is the specialness of saving joy for winter. You have to save joy and lights. I mean, that's what makes visiting New York or London or a town that gets Christmassy. That's what makes it fun. You get to go in November, late November, December, see the lights. And then January comes and they wax that. They rip it out from under you. They go, no, it's over. So that you can appreciate it while it's up.
Right.
So to me, I think putting your tree up in October is sick. Especially now that it's so warm in October, number one. But also save the joy. Make it special. So I think decorating. Also, Halloween is a wicked holiday.
Well, you're famously kind of, you don't celebrate any holidays. You feel like this is a satanic.
You have a point. I don't really celebrate. Wait, Hold on. I don't really celebrate holidays. Hold on a second. No, I actually do celebrate like New Year's, Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas for religious reasons, but as an American, I celebrate it for...
It's fun.
It's fun. It's just fun to, get dressed and things like that.
Yeah. So you're saying curse.
Yes.
I think I tend to agree with that curse. And I think it's kind of in the same realm. We're doing this to Halloween now, where it's like people are starting to decorate for Halloween in August. And now we're combining it with Christmas, with the decorations. Now this is no longer special. Nobody knows what this means. It's not, the Christmas tree's not scary. It's got to be spooky. You've got to have a spooky decoration.
Yeah. That's why they're selling skeletons my size at Home Depot.
Yes.
Put it on your house if you care so much about Halloween. Go buy some cotton, put some spider webs up.
Yes, on October 1st. And have those things down November 1st. I don't care what else is going on in your life. Keep it together. I can barely tell what time it is ever. I can't be driving past Halloween decorations mid-September.
When I see those Spirit Halloweens pop up in August, I'm like, sickos. Anyone buying your costume in August is sick in the head. I don't want to see skulls in August. I don't like it. I don't like skulls in general, but because I don't like, it's a wicked holiday. I don't even like getting dressed up for Halloween. People always think because I'm like a funny girl and I like to laugh, they always go, you must love Halloween. I love to perform. Hate Halloween. It's like how I hate SantaCon. There's just certain events.
I mean, who among us likes SantaCon?
But there is a commonality there. Because it's people who the whole year they're a little quiet. And I respect it. If this is their time to shine, then do it. But it's just not my time, They use Halloween. They're like, this is the night where I'm going to slut it up. I'm going to really go nuts. It's like New Year's,
Sure.
And I think that's great. If that's how you let loose, fantastic. For me, that's the night that I want to truly stay in bed in my street clothes under the covers, shoes on, and not leave the house.
When am I going to get a holiday to slut it up? I don't get where's my holiday for slutting
what
around?
Is slutting? Well, isn't that like Pride? Don't be mad.
Oh. No,
am I wrong?
I feel like Pride's not even for me. They've kicked me out of the community.
No.
They're keeping me at arm's length.
What happened?
I'll go with Arbor Day.
That's tree holiday. You can't steal my holiday. Absolutely not.
I have nothing.
I will not allow you to impinge and infringe on Arbor Day. What about, there's got to be something for you.
Let's see. Maybe
President's Day. You look like you could
President's
be from
Day,
that time.
I can get slutty on President's Day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not Irish, so I don't get St. Patrick's Day.
What's your background?
Scottish, English, German.
Lucky. Can you get your English passport?
I should look into that.
You really should. And then marry me.
Yeah.
Sorry, boyfriend. We'll have this episode as proof when we fell in love, when we show it to the government. I'm like, no, this was the moment. Sparks flew. We cut the Pride stuff out. I'm like, no, we locked eyes on our jersey sweatshirts and we knew it was
We consummated
real.
the marriage with this audio.
In the studio.
Yes. Well, I'm going to look into a holiday to get slutty. I'll find it.
Yes.
I'll find Easter.
Oh, that's an easy one. Easter's an easy one.
Rabbit costume.
Now, you know what? Even saying that, I'm like, wait, maybe I do need to slut it up on Halloween. I'm going to be in Miami on Halloween.
What was the last Halloween costume you had?
Oh my God. I got to rack my brain. What was the last Halloween? I remember that I spent a lot of time. I was going to a party. This was years ago, probably pre-COVID.
Okay.
And I thought it would be funny. Now, mind you, this was in like 2019. I have to defend myself. But I thought it would be funny instead of being a basic bitch to be a basic witch. So I bought Uggs. I went to a t-shirt shop and I made the Starbucks logo with a witch hat. I was like, girl, you are so funny in my mind. It was the only time I've ever really put effort into a costume. Couldn't have been a bigger loser on Halloween. I mean, it was, I put a Starbucks cupper on a broom. I was like, this is so funny. People are going to love my basic witch. And then even having to say basic witch was a humiliation ritual. Awful.
Tough to hear.
Hated every second of it. I was like, this is why I hate this holiday. When I was little, I had some cute little costumes. I was a freaky kid.
Okay.
So I was Skeletor one year.
Oh, I like a Skeletor
Garfield.
costume.
I was Pee-wee.
Oh, very cute.
Like I was like a bit
classics.
of a little weirdo. Yeah.
Right.
Still am.
Well, you should dress up this year.
I know. What should I be? Pee-wee again?
Pee-wee.
I love me some Pee-wee.
Got to buy a suit, though. I mean, that's an expensive costume, actually.
I know. Back in my day, it was from Toys R Us. It was like an apron
right, when
with
you
a
can
tie
buy
on it.
Yes. Potentially a plastic Paul Rubens face or something.
Literally what I had.
Right.
What would it could be? Ed Gein? I don't know. What's in the news these days?
What did Ed wear?
Skin, I thought.
You're making a big mistake here, which is going topical. Don't go topical on Halloween. You will regret it every time because you'll look back and be like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Remember when I was Michael Dukakis? No one liked that. Everybody went, what is she thinking? And I said, this is going to be a hit.
This is the year you should be Michael Dukakis.
Actually, yes.
This is
Marilyn Quayle. That's a good one.
There you go.
Spraying hairspray in my mouth. I'm like, I'm a drunk. What was her thing? I mean, I was like 10 when that happened. So this is me really.
What did she do?
She was an alcoholic and she used to drink hairspray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember, even as a kid, I was like, bad bitch. I love it.
And you would drink hairspray with the aerosol?
Yes, because I think that this is, by the way, I'm now lying. I don't know if this is what happened at all. She definitely drank hairspray, that I remember. But my theory is obviously that she was dangerous around the sauce. And so they sauce-freed the house. And then she was like, well, got to get it where it can. And then grabbed a White Rain can and went to town.
And we don't consider that huffing.
No, because it's spraying. She was drinking it. Have you ever killed a bug with hairspray? I have.
No, I haven't, but
it works.
It seems kind of humane.
I think so too. Make them beautiful and then stomp them out.
Freeze them in time.
Yes. Sure. Stunning. What are you going to be for Halloween, Bridger?
I have no plans this year. Not in the mood.
Come to Miami. I have a big apartment. I got an
lie
Airbnb.
under the covers in our jeans.
Wait, I would love that. Perfect for the government. They'll love that. Be like we were cozied up on Halloween.
Exactly.
Hold on, we're getting somewhere. Okay.
We're building a story. We're building a narrative.
Everyone has a story. Love her. I could be Kathy Lee Gifford. What would be a good costume? This is hard.
Last year I went as Jessica Chastain just trying to run a few errands, and it worked perfectly.
Funny.
It worked perfectly. All I had to do was essentially put on a wig and some athleisure and get a Target bag. Bam.
That is good. Were you her in Molly's Game, or which version?
I was her out on the town. Just everyone leave me alone. I just need to do a quick Target trip. That's who I was, and it worked. I mean, I did have to explain it to every single person, which has its ups and downs. But I think I got the costume correctly.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think it's hard being a celebrity, though.
Not for me. I pick a redheaded woman, and
you're so lucky.
On my way.
I got to pick a lady with big bones. Who would that be? Don't say it. I'm going to be mad. Whatever you say, I'm going to be offended.
That we should have a quick conversation. I feel like there should at least be an annual reminder to every single person on Earth. No one ever wants to hear who they look like.
No, don't say it. Honestly.
Why in the world would you ever tell somebody that?
Let me tell you something. It backfires every time. I think sometimes people will say when they think is nice, and I'm like, all right. But I'm not going to say, but it's tough.
Right. You just don't like to hear it. And then you start thinking like, oh, what feature are they zeroing in on? It will unsettle you for weeks. Unless it is objectively the most beautiful person alive, no one wants to hear.
1,000%.
And it's shocking how many people don't know that.
Listen, I've done it. I've said to people, I'm sure, because sometimes, but in my mind, it's always someone I find attractive.
Everybody has their type, and your type might be unattractive to the person.
By the way, to most. Now we're getting somewhere, actually. Yes, that is my type.
It's just a trap. It's a trap for everybody.
Shit. Okay.
So that's a reminder. How did we get here? No one ever knows on this podcast.
Where do we go from here? Did you see Rachel Ziegler singing at her concert at the Palladium?
No.
Interesting.
No good?
Very good. I mean, she's a real born and bred talent, that Rachel. She's very good. Really blew her pipes on every song. There was not a moment of... She sang Stars from Les Mis. I love Les Mis.
Sure.
I know every word.
My boyfriend was toured with Les Mis.
No! As who?
Thenardier.
Oh, my God.
Master of the House.
He's that funny?
He's a funny man, yes.
Hold on. I was saying, wouldn't that be so exciting?
Oh, what a
I
shame.
love it. You want to come?
No.
Oh, you're busy.
I've seen it once. That's
enough
for me. It's a long show. Woo!
Not long enough. Call up Schoenberg and Boobleel, because I've got notes. I say more songs, more pain. I need. You know what I saw? Can I say one last thing?
Yeah,
and only because I really love the show.
Mm-hmm.
I spread the gospel of the show to every show I go on, everyone I meet. Are you going to be in London anytime soon?
No, I wish.
Why not?
I have no reason to be there.
Well, anyway.
Look at us.
Next time you go to London, listener and you got to see Oliver. Bridger.
People love Oliver.
I hate children. You know that. I thought, I don't want to see it. I don't care. And I went almost as a favor. I went because a friend had tickets and said, do you want to go see it? And I thought, well, I guess for free. I'll go to anything for free. And I went. By the end, I was buying merch. I was crazed. I was like out of my head at Oliver. I think it might be... Hello, Dolly is one of the greatest shows I've seen live.
Did you see it with Bette Midler?
I was too poor. I saw it with Donna Murphy, but it was just as good. I saw it with Gavin and Beanie and everybody,
Oh.
but it was Donna. Donna was great.
I got to see Bet.
No
Sheer
kidding.
luck. Unbelievable.
I mean,
It was
she's
like
something.
a birthday party.
You're so. I couldn't afford the tickets. Like it was like
we got
or
a
Renaissance
deal.
tour.
We got a deal.
Wow.
Thank God.
I have no connections, so I had no deal. But I saw Hello Dolly. Les Mis is one of my top of all time, but it was top 3 easily of best live shows ever.
Okay, I'm going to have to look into Oliver.
You have no clue what you're getting
Listen
yourself
to the
into.
soundtrack.
Listen to the original with Jonathan Pryce.
Okay.
It'll really get you in the mood. And I gotta say, everyone, those kids, I would have a child. I would if I could guarantee talent. I'm being deadly serious. If you could tell me, Michelle, have a child, and then in 5, 6 years, 10, 15, 20 years, your kid will be blowing hole. That's not what I want to say. Blowing their pipes on a West End stage. Forget it. In a second.
Roll the dice, see if it happens.
Oh, I couldn't possibly. Thank God for our parents are so blessed.
Of course.
They get to watch us do what we do.
Shine. This is my parents, Oliver. This podcast.
I love it so much. Okay, I'm done. We can wrap now. Thank you. I got the extra time I needed.
No, I'm so happy.
I had the best time.
Thank you. I'm so happy to have the sweatshirt. I'm so happy we actually got to do the podcast.
Me too. Well, I want to ask you though, when you get gifts, do you ever not like the gift that people give you?
Oh, I get a lot of crap.
And you say it.
If it's really a bad item, we'll discuss how bad it is.
Got it. Okay, good.
You know, usually it's at least something cute or interesting enough to like display or something. But occasionally it's something that just has to be shoved in a cupboard.
I hate that.
There have been like, I think 3 bomb gifts, which I won't say which.
No.
Leave that up to the listener to guess. But otherwise, it was something to talk about.
What's the best gift you've gotten?
It's a very good question.
Have you always been, is that like a common one? Probably.
Yeah, and I
Sorry.
feel like it's a tie. I would say for practicality, I got a car garbage can from the comedy writer John Milstein.
Oh, yeah.
And it's changed my life. The other thing that felt, I'm never getting married. I have no interest in getting married. And I'm so jealous of people who get married and get to get appliances they don't need. Cola Scola gave me a very nice waffle maker.
Wow. We love some Cola Scola.
I mean,
of course, Cole
yes.
brought the best gift.
It's truly one of these things where it's just like, I would have never considered purchasing this waffle maker. And now I have this nice...
You use it?
I've used it a couple of...
Come on now.
But it's
You're going to
nice
use this more than I don't care who has won a Tony on this show. I don't care what awards Cole
Awards
has
mean
won.
nothing, Cole.
They're meaningless. I'm sorry. I've won an award in my time, and I think that you will get more use out of your New Jersey sweatshirt
I'm
than the
going to make a
maker.
waffle in this sweatshirt.
All right, I'd like to see it.
Do everybody proud.
That's sweet. Okay, I'll accept. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me,
Thank
and
you
I
for
adore
being
you.
here. I adore you.
Well,
Funniest.
Before we exit, let it be known, let the record show that you're both incorrect, and that decorating your tree for Halloween is in fact a gift.
Really?
We completely forgot.
Yeah, we
leave it
just
at
are
that.
so selfish. Go on.
No, listen, I am a big Halloween head though, so I really do have a horse in this race. I love being able to celebrate it for a little bit longer than you have like a
Interesting.
tree.
Well,
you have a fake tree.
wrong.
Can I
You
ask
have
a
fake tree,
follow-up
why
question?
not?
Yeah, well,
You
it's
get-
up
you
to
get some-
Analise.
You get some
Analise.
cool. I have some good incandescent lights that are purple and orange. I get some spooky decorations.
You think because you're behind that glass, you're safe?
Oh, I know
Wrong.
I am. I know I am.
Annalise, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you particular about where you buy your Halloween accoutrement or decor? Like, will you go to Michael's or is that beneath you?
Not beneath me. Are you kidding? I love a Michaels.
I figured she did. Isn't
Okay.
that funny? And I want to ask another question. Do you think your obsession with Halloween is connected to any trauma from your childhood?
I think it is for everybody.
It has to be. I mean, that's why I don't like it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
interesting.
Probably. Yeah.
I think everybody has their own reasons for liking scary things.
Yes.
I think for me, it is a little bit of like I am an anxious person, and it is like it's controlled fear. It's like
wow.
and honestly, I'm to bring it full circle to the beginning of the podcast. Surprised you don't like it more because Halloween in a lot of films are all about standing up for yourself. So
Oh,
there
interesting.
you go.
We're going to have to
Take
unpack
that,
that, on
Michael
a
Myers.
later episode because I'm not seeing the connection there, but I adore you and I love you and thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. And listener, the podcast, it's over. You kind of got tricked. But this is the final part of the podcast where I say goodbye. I kick you out of the boat and you learn to swim. I love you. Goodbye.